He didn't turn into a cougar snack, but he sure did get something back special from the cougar. That luggage that you just can't get rid of. Oh, poor Larry. Yep. Well, boys and girls, it seems that old Larry, having woken up the next morning, felt like he was in a dream. He couldn't believe what he got away with the night before. Why, matter of factly, he had taken out them hunters. He had taken over their base. He had actually looted all the stuff he could. But old Larry didn't feel content enough. He felt like there was still more that needed to be done. But he also knew he wasn't prepared. He knew there was more to it than he needed to be done. He wasn't prepared at all. I mean, look at him. He's wearing cloth trousers. He stole the hunter jacket from him, but that's about it. So old Larry went on a quest. Now, what would happen that day, Larry wasn't ready for. He said he ran into his other neighbors. He hadn't had much beef with them as of late. They'd been kind of quiet, but still, they were there. They did like to take friendly pop shots at him occasionally. However, this day, he was going to steer clear of them. He'd had enough after last night. He figured, hey, I'm going to give him a break. Old Larry said he headed towards the mountains that day. Seems he wanted to do some cougar hunting, but he wasn't for sure. But as always, he found things lying around that he must have. It's kind of like a, dog and a squirrel? Always chasing them, never catching them. But he was able to catch his quarry. Happened to be some iron. Felt good, he said. Felt real good, especially after all the things that had been going on. So old Larry continued to search around and look. But what happened to him, though, was his path brought him ever so closer to those hunters. Larry knew he was causing problems. He was going to reap something that he didn't want to sow today, so he moved on. He just kept coming back to him, though. Something was going to end up happening today. Now, as old Larry headed up to the mountains, he reminisced about things of the past. You see, long time ago, Larry decided to get in his head. He was going to build him a new little lakefront property cabin. Things didn't go so well, though. And as he walked by his lake, he noticed his cabin still looked as beautiful as ever. I mean, he had a nice little jacuzzi. He had everything you want, though, good party. Unfortunately, Larry had no friends. He moved on past his little lakefront cabin and decided it was time for a little cougar hunting. Now Larry continued about his way, running around in the mountains. The higher the elevation, the better the cougar hunting was, he was told. At least that's what he told me. I don't know who told him because he never really talked to anybody else but me when he met me, and, well, things kind of happened like that. Well, as old Larry was out looking for cougars, though, he happened to notice something else, another blight upon this land. He couldn't believe his eyes. Yet again, more hunters had moved into the area. His pristine countryside was being just foraged through and destroyed by these men. And it seems like no matter what he does, they just keep coming back, just like ants, to the picnic. Old Larry had enough. He was going to take out these boys. He's going to do it the right way. Unfortunately, there was 3 of them and only 2 and 1 of him. But Larry, ever being an ever vigilant warrior, was never going to let this go by. And old Larry, something that day unleashed in him. He became a maniac. All fear completely left his body. Larry didn't know what to do. It felt good. He liked it. He didn't know what quite happened or what took him over, but he just enjoyed it too much. Taking out these hunters, showing them who the boss was. For once he felt on top of the world, just like the night before. But he knew, old Larry knew, it couldn't last forever. Now old Larry told me, after he dispatched of those hunters, he wanted to send them a message. He wanted to send them a message crystal clear, basically to tell them, none shall pass. So Larry continued on the hunt for his cougar. He wasn't going to let things stop him. He felt invigorated right now. He had just what it took to go tangle with one. So he finally found him a cougar. He knew he was going to take him out. He lined up a shotgun. He waited for him to run. Took him a headshot. Got him another one. Oh, and he got bit. Old Larry had made a fatal honest mistake. He had gotten bitten by a cougar, and it looked like he had gotten infected with rabies. I tell you what, this boy just didn't know what was going to happen for the day. He didn't turn into a cougar snack, but he sure did get something back special from the cougar. That luggage that you just can't get rid of. Oh, poor Larry. So he began to wander the woods in agony from his broken leg. He limped across, hoping that he would not run into anybody else. Unfortunately, these are the high mountains. Well, there's not just one cougar that lives up here. There's a lot of them. So Larry patched up his leg and decided to carry on. Now, old Larry finally was mobile again, decided to carry on his trek into the woods. He was concerned because he was running low on shotgun ammo. So if he ran into another cougar, well, he might not win this fight, so he decided to carry it back on home. Unfortunately, by the time he'd get back home, he'd have a present waiting for him. He didn't realize it yet. But those hunters from last night, well, they weren't done with him apparently. They were far from it.